You have got to be kidding me.
I'm gonna fix it.
Has this ever happened to you? Today I'm going to teach you how to properly patch and mud your wall. Let's go. Here are your tools needed for mudding and patching a wall. We will put a link in the description below if you would like to grab each one of these tools yourself. When mixing your mud, be sure that you have something small that will fit inside your pan so that you can move the water and the mud back and forth. This will bring the powder and the water together to create your mud. Now, as you mix, make sure you're looking for like a cake batter consistency. It has to be like a cake batter consistency. If it's too thick, it will be difficult to work with. If you go too thin, it will be difficult to work with. There is a perfect down the middle thickness that you need. Make sure as you move forward, you have your 6-inch mud blade on hand. Your next step is going to be covering the hole in your wall with mesh tape. That's that tape that looks like Band-Aid with holes in it. Take a few individual strips and make sure they overlap, covering the hole to create strength. There is a little bit of critical thinking involved. Take your 6-inch mud blade and make sure you pick up enough mud with your 6-inch blade to apply to the wall. You don't want to grab too much because it will fall over the edges of your blade. Just pick up enough that you can get on the wall in a clean manner. Using your 6-inch mud blade, apply your first coat of mud, making sure that you don't put too little and you don't want too much. We're looking to fill the area. You almost don't want to see your mesh tape through your mud. After you've applied your body of mud, make sure you take the edge of your blade and you're going to bend your blade on the edge of your patch and you're going to ride the outside to make sure there's no harsh edges. It's about to get dirty. Don't worry, it doesn't look right now, but it will. You can either do 2 or 3 coats of mud to cover the area you're trying to repair. It's gonna depend on your skill set. I'm sorry to say it, if this is your first time, don't be frustrated. If you get to your second coat and it doesn't quite look like this and you go, oh, that YouTube guy, no, just put a 3rd coat on. The 3rd coat is called the butter coat. I will make a very thin batch of mud and I will go over the surface one more time to fill in any divots and voids that are inside the mud. On your butter coat, you don't need as much mud. That looks really bad, but I'm gonna smooth it out. In the beginning of our video, our hole was only about this big. And as we began to patch this hole with mud work, it got bigger to our final product. The reason behind that is if you were to try to patch this hole and you only made it maybe this big, in order to make the hole go away, you would actually create a hump on the surface of your wall. So as you build a patch, maybe your first one is 6 by 6, your next one needs to go out maybe another 6 inches, so maybe a 12 by 12, which is just about what we did. And then the last one is gonna spread even further. So what happens when you do that is, as I sand it, and as I blend my edges, if I look sideways on my wall, there's not gonna be a hump in the wall. It's gonna be a nice smooth transition from one end to the other. When you're sanding your patch, there's a few things to think about. The outside of the patchwork, the inside of the patchwork, and then the broad overall feeling after you're done sanding. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is sand your outside edges, then work to your middle, give yourself a nice breeze over with your piece of sandpaper. When completing your sanding, you need to use 2 things. You need to use your eyesight and your touch. You need to run your hand across to make sure that there's no imperfections in your patchwork Also, take a second, look sideways at your work to make sure, hey, I don't see any imperfections or flaws. And by the end, you're gonna have a perfect patch. It looks so nice. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.